All right, what's up, Facebook? It's Jeff, and I got Becky hanging out with me tonight, and we are live recapping tonight's Mastery Chat. And wow, was it fast moving! It was another one. We had a great one last week, and I feel like this week we got loaded up again. I saw all sorts of new people that we haven't seen before.
Yeah,
We had several that were like first timers for Mastery Chat, a few that were first timers for any Twitter chat, which was great as well. Super excited. A very cool topic, teach boldly. So I think it resonated really well with people, and you saw
we're
that in the.
starting at 2020 very strong.
Yeah, I agree. I think it really worked well, and you saw that in the activity, the side conversations that got going and stuff. Right before we went live, I was saying I don't think I even saw like most of your answers because we were like, it's always so cool how we can both be in there but have two very different things going on. It's a lot of
Totally.
fun. So
Yeah.
very, very cool. Hi Jeff, what's going on, friend? Appreciate
Oh,
you.
hey, Jeff.
Jeff's been in just a Master Chat, like just veteran. Been there
He
forever
does a
with us.
lot for my ego. He'll always
He
tell
does.
me, "Oh, I love listening to you,
He
Becky." I'm
does.
like, "Oh, yay!
And,
One person likes to listen to me."
another one for that is Adam. Adam's always in there, always
Yes,
positive,
that's
always
very
awesome
good
to have
for that
around. So
too.
what's up, Adam? So Becca, how are you feeling? Because I know you had a connection with Jennifer prior to this, right?
Yeah.
You did explain to me what your connection was. You did a challenge with her, or
Over the summer, I really became active on Twitter probably a year ago. I had, like many teachers, I had a Twitter account and didn't really do much with it.
Mhm.
And somebody had suggested to me, you should really, if you're looking for great ideas and inspiration and motivation, you should get on Twitter. So to make a long story short, I became more active. And then over the summer, and I was already following Jennifer, and I had
Mhm.
been looking for ways to connect my classroom globally.
Okay.
And I happened to see this global goals project. And it said sign up now. And I think I even got an email to it to my school email account.
Okay.
And this was literally, it was around the same time we connected. Like it was like all of my worlds were colliding at once in August. And it was, you have a week left to sign up, and then this project is starting. So
Okay.
I had done a tiny bit of research on it, but not a whole lot prior to that. And I tend to be an overthinker. And I just decided, you know what? I'm going to sign up for it and see what happens. And I had no clue, to be perfectly honest, about the sustainable development goals. I had no idea what those were. So
Mm.
this was all brand new to me. And that's what this project was promoting. It was promoting awareness of the sustainable development goals and how you can get your classes to, raise awareness among your classes, and raise awareness just in general among the youth. So, what was a little tricky about it was that it was starting technically at the end of August.
Okay.
I don't go back to school because I'm in the Northeast, and we don't go back to school till after Labor Day. So we
Mhm.
were already starting school, and the project had technically started a week before, because the way it works is they get kind of assign you something to do each
Okay.
week, and you're connected. You're actually assigned one specific goal. There's
Okay.
17 goals, and you're assigned one to kind of research and delve into. And so I did one for each of my classes. I was assigned one for each of my classes. So, like I said, we kind of already jumped in kind of late in the game. And you have
Yeah.
to remember, like, it's a brand new school year. I don't know these students at all. So I was really like, how is this going to go? And, I introduced it, but it actually turned out to be a really good entry point into the school year, because before you were getting into a lot of other, deeper topics, it was just a good way. And I was very surprised that a lot of my students had actually at least heard about them. A couple of them did work with their teachers from the year before, or
Okay.
2 years before. So, and then that led right into a climate action project in October. So we started the year like that's what
Okay.
we were doing.
And so this was something that the connection was that Jennifer was leading this, or
Yes,
okay, so
yes.
she was the one that
So
led
she
it. Okay,
leads it.
awesome.
Yes, yeah. And
So
then she has
awesome,
a
really
bunch
cool.
of ambassadors that work with her that you're assigned to.
Very
So
cool. And then she led Master Chat tonight. So the topic was teach boldly, empowered to take action in education. Um, what are your thoughts right now coming off the chat? What was going on in your head? Like, what was the chat experience like tonight?
Well, I was excited to obviously talk about the Global Goals Project. It's called
Yeah.
the Goals Project because I really have become very passionate about it. And then we kind of took a hiatus from it in class because we were doing other things, and now we're back to it. So it's just ironic when I saw that she was doing the chat. I was like, oh, this is
Yeah.
perfect timing because she's starting the year and I'm starting the year back with the Global Goals. But
Yep.
what I think is nice is that a lot of people talked about different ways to teach boldly and different projects that you can start and little, it doesn't have to be like, that's a pretty big initiative. It doesn't have to be a big initiative for you to actually teach boldly. You can take other steps in your classroom, and just trying something new, honestly, and stepping outside of your comfort zone is teaching boldly to me.
I was just about to ask, so what is teaching boldly to you? So that's what it is, huh? It's stepping out
I
of your
think it's,
comfort zone.
I think it's being willing to take risks and to be reflective of your practices and to go against the grain. You're going to get a lot of people that don't are not 100% on board with what you're doing, but if you believe in it, you've kind of got to stick with that and move forward. And that's what's so great about forming relationships with people on Twitter and following people like the Teach Better team, just because if you're not getting that support 100% in your building or in your district, which I do, I'm very fortunate, but a lot of people are not.
Sure.
And so you can go outside and you will find a ton of support in whatever you want to do.
Yeah, which
in your PLN.
Yeah, which I love. Which is what we try to do every day is to be that support, whether you are fortunate enough to have it and you just need a little bit more. Yeah. Or you're fortunate enough to have them and maybe you need a different type of support and on a different day. Or if you don't have it and you need a whole lot of it, we're ready to do all that. So I love that. And I love that you mentioned that because that's my favorite part of all of it. So I was going through, there's a whole bunch of, at the end, like people saying that they want to try this, that. I'm like, all right, what can I do? What can we do? What can I do? What can I do? Make it happen. Let's make it happen. So I'm going to go back through and trying to figure out what that is. So I'm excited about that. So let me throw like a couple questions at you. How about that? Does that sound good? Let me see. Let's see. This, I mentioned this one. So question 2 was, what are some of the areas in education that you wish educators had more of a voice? I didn't see your answer to this. Where are you at? Where do you wish educators had more of a voice at?
So when I saw this question, I said, I'm not really sure if it's more of a voice that I would be looking for or more of a choice.
Okay.
And I know that a lot of times those go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And that's what we talk a lot about with students, right? Voice and choice, they kind of go together. Yeah. So they do go together, but I do wish there was, and like I said, I have a lot of creative flexibility that I'm given.
Sure.
And I do, and it helps to have also perspective, because sometimes you do tend to forget that you are lucky when you do have a good support system. So when you see that people are they're like pigeonholed into this box of what they can teach and what they can't teach, and their pacing and everything. I think that it would be nice if you were given an option, like, here's all these topics that you could teach. And what would you, if you could, pick your list of, let's say 4 in a year, what would be your top 4? And that's, I get it. That's not always realistic, but I think that having more choice, let's put it that way.
I like that. Yeah. I think I answered that. I think there's in all areas, but I also I touched on the fact that I am sort of looking for. I have a positive outlook in the sense that I feel teachers have a stronger voice now than they have in a long time, possibly forever, because I think a lot due to the power of social media and connections and the voice. I don't know whether that's because the higher ups, the folks further up the chain, further up the whatever are listening more or being forced to listen more because the voices are louder, because we have all these outlets, things like Twitter and Instagram and all these different places, and able to connect from all around the world and bring it in and say, hey, you said we can't do this, but here's a whole bunch of people that are doing it. Now my voice is louder. Now I've got backup. Now I've got proof that you can't stop me. And I think, so I hope it's the other one. I hope it's that the higher ups are listening because they realize that they should be, but if they're not, I think they're going to be forced to anyway. All right, so that gives me I'm hopeful about the future for that, because I think it's all around. But I like the choice piece too, and I think that's, if you're listening to the voice, you're listening to the teachers and the ideas, and then hopefully we can form those choices and give them more of an option and more flexibility. And my opinion is just more trust.
Absolutely.
To be able to be the amazing teachers that they are, like let them do that. So
absolutely.
Let's see. Adam says, great topic. Jeff said it's okay to fail. Oh, the Teach Better team taught me it's good to fail as a teacher. To me, that's teaching boldly. Love it, Jeff.
True. Yeah.
Be willing to show your students that you failed as well. Learn with them. Love that. Adam, I said professional development. Too many trends impact decisions more than teacher needs. I agree with that too, Adam. I think that's a big piece. And I was having a conversation. I was meeting with a whole bunch of a county level support team the other day, and we were talking about sort of the way like we roll things out when we work with districts, and that it's always weird for us because we do a very slow and it's all optional rollout, or that's how we recommend at least. And a lot of it's hard. They said one of the most, like, I guess the concept that's hardest for teachers to wrap their head around when it comes, this was specifically about the grid method. And for me, it's been one of the most common things is that they think that their teachers are so programmed to think that when we come in and say, hey, here's a tool for you,
that
what we're saying is quit what you're doing and do this instead.
Yes.
And we don't, that's not what we do and it's crazy. It took us a while to realize that the reason that is because for so long it's been, you don't get a choice. You have to do this.
Right.
And professional development is a big piece. Like, here, you have to do this. This is what we're doing. And so they're so used to that when we're trying harder to change that. Of like, no, you don't have to do this. This is just another option.
Yes.
And the things you're doing are still awesome. This just might help. Maybe it'll help be more efficient. Maybe it helps be a little more engaging. Maybe you don't need it at all. And I think that's that trust of like, you're already an awesome teacher. Maybe we can teach it a little bit better. You know what I mean?
That's the trust piece in that, and that's what I've always liked about the message of the Teach Better team has been that, do something. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah.
And you don't need to overhaul your entire world, and start, tomorrow or Monday, doing something completely brand new and completely foreign to you. But if you incorporate something a little bit, and that's what I always try to go by. It's like, teach better today than you did yesterday, and teach better tomorrow than you did today. And I think it's all small steps, but once you get rolling with those small steps, first of all, you feel more comfortable than taking bolder steps and teaching boldly and taking a little bit bigger steps within time. And it kind of all comes together. And like I said, it's a matter of comfortability. I mean, what I've found too, even with, doing the grid method in our school is that, you also, just as you talked about, there has to be teacher trust, there also has to be student trust. And when you develop these relationships with the students and, they realize that you have trust in them, 9 out of 10 will step up and do what they know the expectation is.
Yeah. And I think it's so hi, Brian. I want to say hi real quick because she jumped in. But yeah, that trust. And I think that trust in the student, it builds and is connected directly to your belief in them.
Yes.
And when you show them that you trust them because you believe in them, then now they have your trust. Now they can lose it, but it's theirs to lose, not theirs to earn.
Yeah.
And we operate that as on our team. When someone comes on our team, it's that we trust them with a lot, our baby, or this thing we're trying to grow, our brand, our image, everything like that.
Yeah.
And it's yours to lose. And that has worked really well. And I think it's got to be the same way with teachers, with your students. And I think it flips the other way too, where if we can get there and we can reestablish this, like it's not teachers versus admins and we're us and them and stuff, that the trust also needs to be put in the admins that what they are bringing is something that they do feel could be valuable. And I think if we can get that established, we're going to see the changes that we all know need to happen, I think more fluidly, more effectively, more efficiently, and more smoothly that way as well. So
I think that empathy piece that we talk about, having empathy for students, you're right. There has to be empathy for administrators as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite things to ask, like on Teach Better Talk on the podcast, when we have an administrator on, I always like to ask, and I always tell them, hey, I like to ask this, like, what is one thing you want teachers to know about administrators? And it's almost always, every now and then someone throws me off with something, some new concept, but it's always some form of, we just want to do what's right for students too.
Yes.
Or we're not the enemy. We're not trying to do like, we're trying to, and I think it's that needs to be done. Just like we want our students to know, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm trying to help you learn and grow.
Yeah.
Administrators want teachers to know that. So we just gotta, it's that trust all around. I think that trust comes with choice and with voice, like we've talked about.
It all works together.
Allowing teachers to teach boldly so that they then know that they can, because then they're much more likely to accept the ideas you have if they know, okay, he or she is not forcing it down my throat.
Yeah.
They're just giving me options.
Oh, a lot of it's in the positioning for sure.
Yes, absolutely. 100%. Yeah. So that's cool. It's funny. You talk about like little changes. So I've challenged myself to do some more videos recently. And my video today that I put out on my social was to do something different today. Something could be something big or something little. I'm like, and I got a few like of comments and retweets, stuff like that, but I got a bunch of DMs and actually a few emails and stuff too, and some messages on both Twitter, on Instagram, and on LinkedIn too, of people telling me people telling me things that they were doing. It was so cool. I was super pumped. It was really nice for me because now I'm more encouraged to do more of those little videos, because it was really cool to see the little things that people were doing. And then I had a few people come back at the end of the day and be like, I did this little thing today, and here's the result. And it was really, really cool. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. So it's just that little thing, because you may not need a big thing right now.
Right.
You may just need little, or maybe you're not ready for the big thing now.
Maybe you're not ready for the big thing.
Like you said, if you do those little things, you're going to get better at it. You're practicing at it. You're practicing how to fail, how to mess up, how to adjust, how to reflect, so that then if you do need to do a big one, you're ready for it. So
what I like too that we as the Teach Better team focus on too is it's obviously about teaching. That's what we're doing. We're educators, many of us, but it's also about what you're doing in your personal life and self-care. And so I know that you are, trying to get back into running, and I'm just trying to get back into fitness in general that I'd gotten away from as well. So, I think it's little things like that, like I made the commitment, like, okay, I'm going to start by going to the gym 3 times a week. And, some workouts are going to be better than others, but that's
okay. How's that going?
Well, so I've been twice this week, and I had a headache when I came home from school today, but I'm going to go tomorrow.
Good. Yeah. Awesome. I love it. Yeah. I'm on, so one of my big things was I've been back into running for a little while now. I'm not sharing it out as much because I'm just trying to keep it my own. I shared it out the other day because I hit a distance I haven't hit for a long time.
That's awesome.
But I wasn't. I've got my consistency back. But the big thing was my getting up early, and I've been struggling with that. And I'm almost at a week now of every morning with, popping up right after my first alarm instead of having multiple, which was an old thing that I got rid of. And so I'm trying to get back.
Guilty.
And I love waking up early, getting the workout in, and working before most are even up and going. And it's such a good feeling. So I'm excited about that. I'm feeling good about that. So hi, Tammy. Awesome to see you. I didn't see Tammy. I didn't even see her in the Mastery Chat. Like, I don't know if you were there or not, or if it was just like one of those crazy nights where we don't see anything. Yeah. We were trending the entire hour. So we trend a lot. Almost every chat we trend in the top 20 in the United States.
That's
for
awesome.
at least for a little bit. Usually we hit it around that, 10-minute mark, and then we'll last there for maybe 10, 15 minutes. We got there really early, and we hung in the top 10 almost all the way till 9, and we dropped into like top 20. It was pretty awesome. So Tammy
I'm giving a district-wide PD in my district on January 20th.
Okay.
And my topic that I chose to do was how to build your PLN on Twitter and how to participate in a Twitter chat, because one of the things I've realized in talking with people in my district is that a lot of people just and it's true, unless you're actually until you really watch and observe what's going on, it's very hard to keep up with how do you even participate in a Twitter chat.
Yeah.
You need like Twitter chat 101. So so I'm giving it. So one of my big pushes is going to be like, now that I've shown you how to do it, you've got to be on MasteryChat.
I love it. I love it. So I got to point out, like, this sums up how fast tonight was going. One, I didn't know Tammy was there, and two, she said she was having trouble keeping up. And I don't know, Tammy, I don't know if you remember your first chat with us, but she's been chatting with us forever, I feel like. So if she's struggling to keep up, it was moving fast. So
it was.
I love it. Yeah, I love when it moves fast, and I don't even see people, or I don't realize that they have answered every question and they've had all these conversations and I didn't catch.
I always, for some reason, fool myself into thinking I can get things done in between.
Yeah, right.
And I run and get a water and I've already missed a question.
It doesn't work. You got to take the phone with you the whole time. I get myself all set. I had a bowl of fruit here. I had a coffee. I have a vitamin water just in case.
Ready to go.
Rehydrate. Oh, look at her. She says, "Thanks for noticing," in Eeyore's voice. Oh man. I'm sorry, Tammy.
Don't feel bad, Tammy. He didn't see my answers to questions either. That's why we're chatting about them now. I'm
not even sure we had a chat tonight at this point. No, super. It was exciting. So yeah, you were talking about the fast, Kyle, who's a new member of our team.
Yep.
Had never done a Twitter chat ever. Last week was his first, and last week we had like record numbers. And
Yes, I saw that.
he was like, I like looked, and then there was like 5,000 more answers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how it goes. It's like it's fast, you know.
My
So
hardest part is going, because I do want to read other people's responses. So you really have to you have to go back after the chat is over.
Yeah,
like
I do that all the time.
And then read through people's responses, because a lot of them have a lot of great things to say, but you're so worried about keeping up with the questions yourself that you don't really have time to focus on what other people are saying.
So Jeff mentioned Jeff Kaplan said maybe I need to use a computer, not my phone. So when I can, I use my computer, Jeff. And what I do is I actually do two different tabs. I have one tab that is that MasteryChat feed, and then I have one tab that's my notification, so that I can have those if I get in the side conversations, and then I'm going in the other tab.
You're advanced.
But I do sometimes do. If I can't be at a computer, I use my phone. And I don't mind it. I can go pretty quick on my phone, but the computer I just think is a little bit easier. So Tammy uses hers.
I should use my computer. Maybe I'll try that next.
What did you use your phone over?
I usually use my phone because I usually have my own children who are,
sure, yeah. Which is sometimes when I do that.
Look at this. I have this due tomorrow.
Let me ask you this. So do you have like my thing, and I feel like a lot of people like have not done this, and I'm always like, dude, this is super easy. Is like I always like the first thing I do when we start a chat is I type out MasteryChat and then I copy it. So I've got a Control V every time, so I never forget to add it.
Okay.
So so Tiffany Ott used to always accidentally put like Mastery Chap or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but she used to always do it, and it was hilarious because I'm like, she's just copy and paste. And every chat, she's like, I keep doing this. I'm like, copy and paste. She's like, I keep forgetting to copy and paste. I'm like, but like just look. And then I found out like a lot of people like don't do that. Like I copy and paste. That's why I always have it. That way I'm always.
That's an interesting. I didn't. You know what I usually do, because I try to when I go to the latest, and then if you look up MasteryChat and then you hit like the tweet button from there, it'll automatically pop up.
Yeah, but if you comment to someone or retweet it with a comment, it doesn't. So that's why I have that.
Then you have to remember.
So then when I jump in my notifications and someone's like said something and if I want to reply back, I make sure I'm always including that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes in those side conversations, the hashtag gets forgotten, and then.
All right, so you know what, Jeff? Maybe you should come out and do my district PD.
What is this? Let's do this.
January 20th.
I don't know if you know. So when I do my I do a social media basics like.
On the Teach Better website.
Well, but I do it live. So when we go out and stuff, and when I do it, if I have at least an hour, a lot of times if I have the 90-minute one, I actually run a Twitter chat while the session's going on. So I schedule things up and they can participate as we're going and stuff. But we go through.
That's what I'm going to attempt.
We're a lot of time. Yeah. Oh, that's a great way to do it. Yeah. So what you could do with that is, if you want, the cool way to do it is to start it like right at the end after you've explained it to him, you talk to him about it, and then it continues afterwards. So then that value is continuing, that engagement's continuing after they leave.
Oh, I like that. And I am one of the last sessions of the day, so that is doable.
Goes all the way through the night. Now, but you could also do a slower one through the chat so they can feel it, and you could do it live with them. I think would be great. And then maybe space. I don't know if you have a 45-minute or whatever you have, but
I have a 60-minute window.
So space those out like further than you normally would, so you have time to talk with them. But then like maybe another half hour afterwards, you do maybe another 3 questions.
That sounds good.
So when it's spaced out, you have the time to chat with them and explain. Okay, now I'm going to pull up Twitter now, see how this came up.
Right.
And this is how you reply. Da 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 da. And then they have a chance to do it. And then
I like that. I hadn't thought about continuing after the PD, but that's a great idea.
I'm really excited to hear how it goes. You need to let me know when it goes, and whatever your chat whatever the hashtag is.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I'm working with another teacher, so
we'll push it out.
We're going to have to decide what our hashtag is.
Tammy and Jeff and Adam and Brian, they're all going to get in and on too.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Right. So I'll let
everybody know.
I'm volunteering all of them right now, so that's what it is. So awesome. All right, we're gonna let you go. We're gonna let everyone get to sleep tonight. Awesome chat. Huge shout out.
I do recommend people check out now the next goals project. Goals project will be coming, next July, August, I guess. But she said she's going to have some exciting news soon. So
good. Well, yeah, make sure you go follow. Yeah, make sure you follow Jen. She's at Jen Williams EDU. She's phenomenal. She did a great job.
Does great stuff.
She really wanted to come live, but she's got kids too, and she wasn't able to break away, which is totally understandable. So super excited for that. So Yeah, so Jeff's saying that, and I think you're probably planning this, that you can schedule your tweets to go out.
Yes.
And so that's how, when I know I'm going to do that, I schedule it during the time and then afterwards and stuff like that. So because I always do it so it
I
continues
have
afterwards.
used TweetDeck before, so you're right. That's
Yeah, TweetDeck's a
thank
super
you for all
easy
these
free way to do that.
suggestions.
Yeah, so yeah, see, Tammy says she's in,
Great.
so we're good.
Yeah,
we're
you're
good.
all recruited. You're all
Gotta
coming.
share that out. So
you're all
we're good.
virtually coming to the PD.
Well, I appreciate you. You know, I should have known this, and I didn't look. I'm going to look real quick. Do you know who next week's chat is?
No, I know that I'm coming up at the end of
Are you really?
January. Yes.
Ah, nice.
With Jared Hamilton.
Oh, Suzanne Daly is next week. Suzanne Daly, if you don't know Suzanne, she started a monthly series on our blog over at teachbetter.com. It's the Teach Happier series. And so that's what the chat is next week is Teach Happier with Suzanne Daly. She's phenomenal. She is just like, you can't not be positive when Suzanne's in your life. So super excited about that chat. So we'll see you all at 8 o'clock Eastern time over on Twitter next week. And then we'll see you live afterwards as well to recap it. Becky, thank you for chiming in.
Have a great night. Happy almost Friday to everybody. It's been a long week.
And make sure you're ready for January 20th to follow whatever hashtag Becky puts out. Make sure you follow her.
I'm going to let you all know.
So, all right.
All right. Thanks. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.